welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
Do you know what someone pointed out to me the other day? Mm-hmm. They recently discovered our podcast.
Oh,
so
that's a shame.
They went back. They started listening.
Oh, no.
And they said, your format has, really not changed.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think. We picked an arbitrary format.
Yeah.
And have just stuck with it.
Yeah.
For 359 weeks. I mean, some change here and there. We've added podnapping and such.
Some stuff.
But for the majority of it,
is
the same.
I think that shows lack of innovation and care. Because ask any business. They've pivoted in any successful business has pivoted in some way. We haven't.
The way that we pivoted is we wanted to do less, so episodes are shorter.
That's true. We did less of the podcast.
Yeah.
And you know what? People have enjoyed that. I see people, us. We are people. Yeah. We enjoy doing less of the podcast than the hour and a half. Hour and a half. Oh, my God. How did we do that? That's wild. Anyway, we should get into it. This first Reddit on Reddit is by... Marvel's Grant, man.
Oh, we had him last week.
We had that person last week. And this is in 2 different subreddits? Wild. I don't know. Maybe. Disney allegedly scanned the faces and bodies of all WandaVision... No, this is in the subreddit television. Never mind. It's in the same subreddit, which is not important to anyone, but... I'm going to restart this. Okay. Disney allegedly scanned the faces and bodies of all WandaVision background actors to create digital replicas. Actors did not give permission, were not paid, and were not told when the replicas would be used.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, wait, can we just quickly point out one thing about this?
Yeah.
If they weren't used, I feel like it doesn't matter.
Well, this became quite a contentious point around the actors' strike.
Right.
Time of recording, I'm going to say probably safe to bet, actors still striking.
Right. Yeah.
By the time it's released.
Yeah, poor actors. Show your support now. Donate.
Yeah. I legitimately...
Donate to the actors.
I legitimately am in support of the actors striking.
Right.
But one of the things...
Don't donate, though. Really? I mean, show your support in other ways.
I think the big movie stars should donate.
Oh, okay.
To the actors.
Leo, we're talking to you,
well,
buddy.
To be fair, a lot of them have.
Okay, yeah.
The Rock and a bunch of people have donated like millions of dollars for this fund so the actors can still live while they're striking. Right. Actually, I think that's great. Because the people that are affected are not the big movie stars.
I do want to get into this, but can we join the strike and get said income?
Interesting.
Doesn't
mean we can't do the podcast. That would be a shame.
Yeah. Oh, bummer. Ooh. Okay, so
anyway,
tell me about it.
One of the things that was proposed, because obviously AI is very much on the cards here, is this. Studios said they wanted the right to scan in specifically background extras.
Right.
So they pay them for 1 day work, scan them in, and can continue to use them without them being there.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I've been a background extra. Mm-hmm. It's not much money.
Yeah.
And then it's barely livable.
Yeah.
And it is kind of that point where it's like, come on, man. At least either have a big, because it's like a day's work.
Yeah.
That you get paid for instead of 2 weeks, they need you for 1 day.
Yeah.
At least either pay them enough to get them through to a new job, which you're getting sparing as you keep just plugging them back in.
Yeah.
Or fucking stop. Stop this.
What if you still got paid?
If you got paid every time I got used,
but less, right?
Yeah, look.
So you do 1 day of full I don't know, being you get paid for 1 day, you get scanned, and then if they use your likeness, it's just cheap. They'll pay you a little bit.
Yeah. Look, honestly, if it becomes income, like passive income, maybe. Maybe this is the middle ground or something.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it seems to be we can actually save
We
millions
just
of dollars.
yes.
But here's the thing.
Not millions. We don't pay them much anyway. It'll be like 20 grand.
It's one of those things where I think even if you really thought about it, extras aren't paid that much. By the time you make a digital double and pay someone to CGI them, you don't think you would save that
you
much
actually
money.
saving that much money?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably programs that seamlessly put them in there.
Probably,
anyway, they've
Also,
already paid for the technology.
If we're talking about screwing over background extras, who gets screwed over even more in Hollywood are visual effects houses.
Yeah.
To the point where the visual effects company that did all the visual effects for Life of Pi, that won an Academy Award,
I remember
went bankrupt the same year and tried to talk about it in their speech and got cut off.
Yeah.
Because how the Hollywood system works is they say, we've got 4,000 shots that we need for this sequence or whatever, and they say to visual effects studios, you put in your bid for what you would do it for.
Yeah.
And we will pick the bid.
Yeah.
So everyone undercuts each other
Yeah.
to get it because they're like, well, once we start working for Marvel, we're made.
Yeah.
But Marvel doesn't use them again.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's so many other people can do their job.
Yeah. Which leads to them legitimately going out of business. So I'm sure they're screwing over the background artists here to just later screw the visual effects artists by being like, who can do the cheapest?
Yeah, that's right. It's a bit crazy. I do think it's I think in this situation, if you haven't used them yet, I feel like the idea of like, we're doing this and we haven't decided if we're going to reuse them again, how much we're going to pay them. There'd be like some sort of agreement, then fine. Yeah. This to me is like a little bit jumping to conclusions.
Yes.
Okay, but how about this? Sorry. How about the idea that we've seen, and in fact, there's that website I forget where there's generative AI creates this person does not exist. .com, I think. What if background actors are just replaced by, and not all of them, imagine you need ones that have lines, etc. Need some sort of, you'd need a real actor there. But if instead of, I mean, it already happens, right?
Yeah. Crowds and such.
Yeah, crowds and such, they don't exist. So at what point are we saying that's okay? And is it okay? Because it's not, I don't know. It's not affecting anyone. It is in a sort of backwards way. I
would actually go further and don't take this as me defending Disney because I don't like Disney.
You love Disney, I get it. Yeah.
But what I would assume they probably did here is a lot of the time if there's dangerous stunts, they do what's called a digi-double. Yeah. So instead of getting a stuntman to do something really dangerous, they'll scan in the main actor and make it digital. Yeah. It happens a lot. The end of WandaVision, as I remember it, the town goes crazy. Big, like electric lightning everywhere and people battling in the thing and big storms and whatever. I would assume they probably did this because they can have the background extras that they already had go flying off into the distance and whatever safely. But you'd have a 3D model of them.
Yeah, okay.
What I find funny, though, is that this came up in Strike as a point where they're like, oh, this absolutely not. And Disney must have been there knowing they've already done it going,
Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah.
No one looks on the old WandaVision.
Yeah.
Because they must be scanning like, this will be fine.
This
This will be fine.
No worries at all. That's pretty funny. Tell me while we're on the topic, because you would definitely know about this. Tell me more about this actors strike that's going on at the moment. Why should I give my money to actors?
So there's a couple of things it boils down to. One, the important thing I think that people need to remember is big movie stars like The Rock, etc., are like 0.01% of actors that are working.
Right.
So the strike's not for them. Don't think that they're the ones.
Yeah. Not thinking of those ones.
They might be out on the picket line supporting.
Yeah.
But they're not the ones being like, we need the money.
Yeah.
A lot of it comes down to a couple of things. One is AI, which they were talking about replacing people, and they just want some protections around the fact that they can still be protected and have some job security.
Yeah.
The other one is around residuals. So the way it normally works is if you are in a movie or a TV show is a good example. Let's take the cast of Friends.
Yep.
Excuse me. When they do all the episodes of Friends, every time Friends gets recontracted on a network for reruns, they get a little bit of money.
Right.
As does the producer, as does the director, as does everyone.
Yes.
They all get a little bit of the licensing fee paid again.
Right. Yep.
Is always happening, which is why the cast of Friends don't have to work.
Yes.
Because on residuals alone, they get millions.
I remember Today I Learned that actually David Schwimmer rallied the whole cast to say, "Don't take a deal.
Yeah.
We can get a good deal together, and a percentage of the
and the same salary. They were not on the same salary.
Yes, right. Yes, sorry. Continue.
Anyway, same thing happens with if you're an actor and something sells on DVD, something whatever. The thing that unraveled all of this is streaming, because streaming is not technically a broadcast. It's not technically a distribution.
Sneaky.
So there are no residuals for streaming.
Right.
And what has been happening time and time again is if they realize they need to pay residuals, is they just take it off streaming.
Yeah.
To stop paying residuals. Also, when a show gets sold to a streaming service, they sell it, but it's not a broadcast license, so there's no residuals for it. So no one else gets the money. It all goes to the company. And they just say, well, people are subscribing to streaming service to watch these shows. We just want some kind of residual thing worked out like there normally is for our work.
Ooh, I'm not on board. I'll tell you why, Cambo. That's going to increase streaming prices down the line, isn't it? It's, I totally understand it. And and I guess respect that idea that there was a revenue stream coming in.
It's not like the money isn't coming in anymore.
People
have just realized that they can keep it. Like, for instance, Friends was licensed by Netflix recently, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
For millions of dollars.
Yes.
Netflix paid millions of dollars to get the exclusive rights, I think, internationally to Friends on Netflix because it's a big draw. But they didn't have to pay that out to anyone anymore because it's a loophole. And we love a loophole. I know. I know that we're going against what we normally like.
Disney. Or whoever. I don't know.
That would have been NBC, I think. I don't know. It's probably all Disney.
It will be anyway.
But they literally pull media from stuff to stop having to pay people out in any residuals.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And they keep the money.
Bob
Iger, for example, the CEO of Disney, made $42 million last year. The totality of what the actors want, I believe, would be covered with $220 million.
Right.
That's like the budget of a movie. Secret Invasion, the Marvel TV show, cost $230 million. Don't make that. And pay everybody that needs it.
There's so many movies that you could not make. And
like if he earns a quarter of what they need himself for everyone, that's not
that's a really interesting insight. But I'm still on the opposite side of the actors because I don't want my streaming service to cost like an extra $1 a month.
This is a real double-edged sword, though. Like, that is legitimately why I think that it will falter down in times, is because the real answer is to increase cost, and people will not be on board for that.
It would be interesting to know what the deals were prior to streaming services, how much difference there was for networks buying the rights to something like Friends. From then until now for streaming services. To see that comparison.
And there is the point that also streaming services don't make their numbers public unless they want to brag. There was an actor talking about they were on Orange is the New Black, and they were at like a network event, and the CEO of Netflix was saying Orange is the New Black is getting more viewership per episode than Game of Thrones, and they were bragging about it. They said Game of Thrones was a traditional TV show, so they were getting residuals and getting paid salary whatevers and stuff. where they were like, I'm getting paid $7,000 an episode.
Yeah,
and you're telling me right now that we're doing better than that show, and they're getting a better deal than us.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And writers striking at the same time because they're affected as well. That's what?
Yes,
yeah. Do you know though? Honestly, every now and again, I reckon every 5 years, we should in some way make writers strike because sometimes the really cool material comes out of writers strikes because they're not working on the regular stuff that they would, and they do like some weird indie like thing. It's so cool. Also, I think I'm all for striking the writers.
On the opposite end, if you ever go through a phase of watching movies from the year 2008 and go, why are these all quite bad? They had a writer's strike in 2008, which is why Transformers 2 is quite bad. Why James Bond Quantum of Solace is quite bad. All of them were in production when the writers stopped. And they had to finish the film without them.
Yeah, right.
So there's a whole period, about a year of movies where you're like, this is weird.
Yeah.
There's a weird vibe to it.
Yeah, interesting. All right, Gabby, let's move on to Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit is by Drakemont DAO. You're a billionaire. Now what? But, Cambo, I want to specifically point out something here. We've had similar questions before. You get $1 gazillion. What do you do? Yada, yada. I mean, you've just got off the phone. Mm-hmm. Somebody said, hey, you've won the hidden lottery. Don't tell anybody about it. Mm-hmm. It's hidden for a reason. You've now got $1 billion. Literally at that moment, you hang up the phone. What do you do then?
Look, I will say this to the people listening to the show. If I get $1 billion, you'll never see me again.
Or hear from you.
I'll hear from you.
You're a ghost.
May as well
They'll
be
Google
dead.
you and it won't exist. You get that 404 error where you're like, I just Googled him, but Google sent me to a page that doesn't exist. How is that even possible? It's because you've paid off Google. It was so easy.
I'll be like, Google, I've got $1 billion.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh my God. Hey, do you want us to take you off Google? We did that for...
It cost $1 billion.
Yeah, we did that for Ted Driver as well. Who's Ted Driver? We can't tell you.
Shit, oh no. Come to our Google memory erasing thing. You have that? You won't remember that in a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, if that situation happened, how long do you think it would take you to process? Do you have $1 billion?
Oh my God.
I think it would take me like years.
Yeah, I think it would too.
It would get to the point where like at one point I guess they like, we should move somewhere. I guess we just can.
Yeah.
I guess we just buy a house.
My problem would be like, I feel like after you've got a certain amount of money, this is what I thought about before. Like I go to the gym pretty frequently.
Yeah.
I am, I like to bring this up occasionally, Cambo, but I am a qualified personal trainer.
So I shouldn't laugh at that.
But I do frequently. But in no way do I feel confident to train myself. That's the kind of personal trainer I am. But I'm like, if I just had millions of dollars, I would pay for a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Like an on-call one or very free, maybe every day, every couple of days.
Yeah. Comes down to your house every morning kind of thing.
Yeah. But like, I effing hate personal trainers at gyms at the moment. There is if you just watch any personal trainer with their client, they do fuck all. They don't give a shit. They just watch them. They count their reps. Every now and again, they're like, I just, just sort of suck in your, get like sort of tense your core. Yeah, sick. Anyway, give me my like $60 for this hour or $80 or $100. They suck so bad. But I know because when I was doing that personal training course, one of the teachers was somebody who trained like the Japanese cycling team, I think, for example. And she had extremely rich clients for a period of time where I know she put in, like the extra effort, the effort that somebody should do at that level. And I was like, that's what I'd want when I get that $1 billion to pay for that type of service.
Yeah.
But I would have no idea where to find that. Because you can't go to a gym because you get one of those shitheads that don't know what they're doing.
Here's what I think you do.
Yeah.
you put it out there. You hire an assistant. You're already you're now putting this off on them.
Yeah,
You say, who's Hemsworth got?
Yeah, that's what it is, right?
And then go get me them. And
Yeah.
they're like, but they're with Hemsworth, and you're
Yeah,
like, Hemsworth, he has 300 million.
yeah.
I've got $1 billion.
I've got $1 billion.
Bring me Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Team. Get me his chef.
Yeah.
Get me his trainer.
Yeah.
Get me his drugs.
I want...
Because he's definitely on drugs. By the way.
They're all on drugs. Yeah. I want Hemsworth begging on the street. That's...
Oh, come on, mate.
Yeah.
Give them back.
Yeah.
I'm getting all skinny again.
Just
I
give
need
me
my drugs.
Just get me the sous chef at least. I think that's a good
just
point.
quickly, just to rock Hemsworth's ego, if this were to happen,
Yeah.
'cause I think he needs an ego rocking. He's on top of the world.
Oh, yeah.
If I stole his personal trainer, his chef, his whatever, and he wants him back, I'd say I will only negotiate with Liam.
Oh, okay.
Send Liam.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I'll only negotiate with Thor. Because I think that's
Send
also
Liam
a bit of a...
dressed as Thor.
That's the person I'll negotiate
Yeah.
with. Yeah.
And I'll be taking photos with him.
Yeah.
Posting them to social media. Hemsworth would hate it. And I'll give him, every time Liam does that, I'll give him one person back.
Yeah.
All right, here's your chef.
That's a good way to handle it. I think my instant reaction is definitely I'm way too pessimistic to think if somebody told me I had $1 billion overnight, there's no way I'd believe them. You know what? Even if I worked really hard for 100 years and managed to work my way up to $1 billion, I still wouldn't believe it. I'm like, there is no way that I can handle this much money. I think I would be so cautious about I'm not particularly frugal with my money at the moment, but I almost feel like I would become frugal when I've got even more money, because I don't want to be one of those people that has spent so much of their, I mean, usually it happens in like a lottery situation where they haven't had the wealth before and then they spend it all and I'm like, oh, that was an accident. But I would be so worried that I'd be that person that I would be like asking you for gas money because I came here to do the podcast.
Okay, so here's a question for you. Your bank account has exactly $1 billion.
Yeah.
How long do you keep it before you purchase anything? Because as soon as you do,
you're no longer a billionaire. Yeah. I mean, honestly, one of the things I would legitimately consider is just living off the interest anyway.
Yeah.
So I would be
and I would also, this is such a boring answer, but I'd probably take, I don't know, 100 million?
Yeah.
And put it in a balanced indexed fund. And just leave it there.
Yeah.
Because it'll keep compounding.
It is nuts though, isn't it? Because $1 billion, we could probably try to spend $1 billion.
Yeah.
Not thinking about things like, buy an island.
Yeah.
But just in general,
in your
things that they want in life, buy an amazing house. I reckon it would be so hard to spend $1 billion.
There's a TV show.
Yeah.
It's going to cost a lot to make.
Yeah.
But you give someone $1 billion in 1 year.
Yeah.
And they have to spend $1 billion in a year. And there's rules you can't buy an island, you can't.
And if they don't,
you can't buy
they
Twitter.
have to pay back all the money. Wouldn't that be such an interesting... Because then you've got two strategies. The people are like, I'll just live off the interest for a bit, then I'll give it back. I'm not a billionaire anymore. And those that are like, I can do it. I know I can do it. I will subscribe to every streaming platform.
I've got Peacock. I never watch it.
That's billionaire
I've
money
got Crunchyroll. Right I'm not interested in anime, but I got Crunchyroll.
Yeah, that's good. Anywho, all right, Cambo.
Can I just say, if you were a billionaire, would you buy every video game you buy? Would you buy the physical deluxe editions that come with statues?
Yeah, obviously. It is so nuts that those still exist. When I was younger, there was I used to buy the Call of Duty Super Deluxe packs. Yeah. But they would come with a remote. One came with a drone, one came with a remote control car, or related to the video game in some way. Now it's like, you get this extra skin.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do people pay this much
The
money?
only one I've seen ever that I thought, oh, that's cool. Like, if I was into this game, I'd probably have brought that.
Yeah.
I believe was The Last of Us 2 with the statue of Ellie playing a guitar on a log.
Right,
And I remember thinking, yeah, that's cool. Like, I like that as a piece.
Yeah, you could, yeah.
That's the only one I've ever seen that isn't fucking hideous.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh, I quite like that little statue. If I was a fan of the game, I might have invested in that. And I've since seen it in people's, I think, a friend of the Cancer Movie Report, Steph Ben Dixon. I think she's got it in the background of her setup.
Yeah.
And every time I was like, yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah. I imagine she gets the deluxe editions of everything.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that she's a billionaire, but she's enough to be like,
I'm sure they send them to her.
Oh, yeah, they probably do, actually. Yeah, I take that.
For those outside of Australia, she's a very influential video game influencer.
Yes.
And TV presenter and such.
Yes. All right, let's move on to Today I Advise.
So now it's time for Today I Learned.
Today I learned.
And also sometimes advice.
This Today I Learned is by Rolling Night Sky. Today I learned 2 aviation incidents happened where superstitious, inexperienced passengers tried to throw coins into the plane's engines for good luck before the flight.
Jesus. Is that what you know how they do the pre-flight checks?
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing? Like, coins again?
Yeah, we gotta scoop out the coins. Oh boy. We did at one point, Cambo, have a heist where we were going to do a heist the Trevi fountain.
Yeah.
Because there's $1 million. Maybe
someone
we should
did. I
move
think.
on
Where did they send us? Maybe our Discord. There was a video of someone with a huge vacuum cleaning out the fountain. With
I
all
thought
the
you
coins.
sent that. Somebody else sent that.
I think someone. Oh, who knows?
Anyway,
It came up somewhere.
Somebody.
Someone sent it to me on Instagram. I sent it to the Discord.
You sent it to the Discord. Hey, join our Discord.
Yeah.
But maybe change our tactic.
Yeah.
Sit out, sign a plate engine. But what morons, really? This is one of those things
superstitious people.
where you're like, yeah, but even then, if you're superstitious, right, you're worried that the plane is going to crash. The direct opposite thing to do then is to just
Throw coins in the engine.
do anything that might hinder that flight in any technical way. Like, I would be like, just in case, I'm going to have my seatbelt on the whole time, because as far as I know, this keeps the plane steady.
You know what? If you really need to throw a coin, hop in the plane, throw it inside.
Throw it inside.
Worst thing's gonna happen, might hit someone in the head.
Give it to Cambo and I.
Yeah.
If we're in the car. Yeah. The idea that it's like, well, in the engine is obviously that's where the luck flows from. So if you throw the coin into the engine.
Very few flights am I in the path of a plane engine.
I reckon, there's times where you have to board by the stairs. I reckon if
you need to go way out of
you'd
your
have
way.
to piff it.
But you're normally in the back of the plane when they're doing that, right?
You could sometimes be in the
sometimes
front.
in the front, I guess, yeah.
But yeah, you would have to throw it pretty hard to get it in there. But that means more luck, Cambo.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know if you know about this, but the further away you are from the engine, the more lucky it is.
If you pivot it in the right way, the basketball shot kind of show. And if you're really superstitious, you go Kobe as you do it.
Yeah. That's what gives you the most luck.
Yeah.
Luck is dumb.
Yeah.
I think that's where my thought ends. No, but even the idea, like we were talking about the Trevi fountain. I'm sure in the past, in my young years, I've thrown a coin in. I don't think now, even being such a famous fountain, I would go past it and be like, "All right, here we go. Here's a coin into the fountain for a bit of good luck." I don't reckon I would do it.
Would you kiss the Blarney Stone in Ireland?
The what? What is it?
The Blarney Stone. It's a stone that people kiss to give them. If you kiss it, you'll have luck in love.
Oh,
So it's like
okay.
millions of tourists every year kiss this stone.
Yeah, I think I would, so long as I wasn't traveling with Ellen.
Yeah.
What'd you kiss that for? Looking for a third?
You're sneaking in the morning. She's like, "Were you at the stone?" No, it wasn't at the stone.
No. Let me check your lips. Grains of stone. The idea of luck to me is one of the most bizarre things. As you know, I'm an atheist.
Yes.
And
I'm an apiarist. I take care of birds.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said ape-urist. I thought you took care of apes. But to me, they're like on par with like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
The idea of luck.
So here's a concept I've always really liked, which actually comes from an episode of Red Dwarf.
All right.
In which, in the future, they've discovered that luck is actually kind of like a virus, and some people just catch it sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is why sometimes you're lucky.
Yeah.
and in the episodes, they have, similar to how they've got like a vaccine for the flu and whatever, they've discovered whatever it is that causes luck, so they can inject themselves and be lucky for like
Right.
3 minutes straight or something like that. So
Isn't that in a Harry Potter thing? I think there's a potion that makes you lucky for a bit.
Oh, yeah, possibly,
Yeah.
yeah. So, like, for instance, they're stuck in a prison, so he injects himself, and he can just guess the code to get out of the prison. Because he's very lucky.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of liked that idea of, like, it is kind of funny that luck comes and goes throughout your life, and no one knows why.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just on a streak of luck.
Yeah. I did like there was a Darren Brown special about luck. I don't know. Have you seen this one? It's really interesting.
Is that the one where he bets on the horses?
Yes.
Yeah. He has a system to always pick the winning horse.
Yes.
And he sends it to someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting. His whole point was nothing is impossible, just improbable.
Yeah.
Which, I think is maybe a good mentality to have, maybe a damaging mentality to have. I don't know. But
So he'd hate Mission Impossible.
yeah.
He'd be like, Mission Improbable. Certainly.
Improbable.
Very unlikely he'll pull it off, but not impossible.
But nothing is impossible, as they continue to prove in all the Mission Impossible films.
If anything, it's proving him more and more right by the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Darren Brown's sitting outside the cinema being like, see, guys, you don't even need to see it. But one concept that I thought actually was interesting, right, where you could consider it as luck being a real thing, where he spoke to a guy in a town, does this like experiment with a guy in a town, and who he considers he's the most unlucky person in the world. And so he does some little tests with him. This guy's a butcher, I remember. They had somebody doing like a survey on a street, and you had to name 5 cuts of meat, and you got 50 pounds. But the guy like walks past, isn't interested. They show the person giving out money. It's totally real. Anybody can come up and approach him. This guy just walks past. Another time where they've put money like in front of him on the ground, and he just walks around, is oblivious to it. And so the idea that luck isn't really about chance. It's about kind of being aware or allowing yourself to experience and sort of take in your surroundings more. So give yourself opportunities. And I think that version of luck is good and interesting.
Yeah.
Like it actually is a positive thing to sort of say, hey, there's opportunity around you all the time. And you might consider it luck that certain things happen, but actually it's just other people are making better use of that opportunity.
What is the saying? I may have it round the wrong way, but there's a saying which is luck is opportunity meets chance.
Right.
The idea that like an opportunity comes along. Opportunity and preparation.
Right.
It's like if something comes along and you have kind of like put yourself out there and prepared that this could be a thing, then suddenly you look very lucky.
Yeah.
But really it's not luck, it's this opportunity and preparation. You put yourself out there, it's come along, whatever, but you've kind of been ready for it, and therefore everyone's like, oh, how lucky is that?
Yeah, that's right.
Like you might say the job I have now, you say I'm very lucky to get it. But you could also say that like the opportunity was there and I had done preparation for it. So therefore, it makes sense that I actually have the job I have now.
Yeah.
But it does seem lucky, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like I lost one job and just suddenly got like a really fantastic new job.
Yeah.
That's very lucky.
It's even things like, I put this into a higher perspective because people often say actors, very lucky
Yep.
to get into the business because they're, the top 0.001% that actually make it.
Yep.
David Boreanaz, who is the actor who played Angel, he was found because Joss Whedon saw him walking on the street one day with his dog and said, "Hey, you look like the right part for this character Angel that I want to cast.
Hope you can act."
Yeah. But that's the thing, right? Actors go to Hollywood.
Yeah.
David Boreanaz guaranteed. I don't actually know. I haven't even looked past that point. But presumably, he was in Hollywood because he was an actor.
Yeah.
And he wanted to get famous.
He's probably in shape and looks like he did to know that there's
Exactly.
more chance to get wrong.
Yeah. It's like all these things that you say, wow, that's so lucky. Joss Whedon just happened to spot him at that time. But
I'm sure, even as a struggling actor, he probably knew roughly where producers would be.
yeah, perhaps.
And made himself around those areas. if
Exactly.
possible.
Yeah, that's right. So
That is preparation and opportunity.
yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is throw your coins into a plane engine. Because you never know what might happen.
It's a long bow, but we finally threaded it.
Yeah, we got there. I apologize to everybody who I didn't believe in. All right, Kimbo, let's get into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
This shower thought is by the original Retro. Telling someone to calm down almost always has the opposite effect.
I love this.
Yeah.
I actually use this as a tactic of winding people up as well.
Oh, it's so good.
Telling someone to calm down that isn't erratic
Yeah.
is so funny.
yeah. There is no response to it as well. To me, this is like a checkmate move. You cannot get around this. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Somebody tells you to calm down. Do you know where I love using being the biggest arsehole is online games. And everybody knows, right? And it's been used against me and it just works and you can't get around it.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, you mad? You might not even have said anything previously. They might, because they play Dota and so you have a character might die. And then they might type, you mad? You cannot respond to that. You don't say no. You don't say yes. And Cambo, here's the tricky part. You don't say nothing. There is a fine line.
What if you said, I know you are, but what am I?
Oh, that's a good one. I normally say, is your mum mad? And then, they're all defensive about their mum. It's a real good...
The best thing about calm down is as a deflection if they're starting to accuse you of something.
yeah.
Like, have you seen my t-shirt? All right, calm down.
Whoa. Calm down. I need to play this out of proportion. When you've settled down, all right, I will talk about your t-shirt. I'm not even angry. All right, calm down. Yeah.
The other one I love is there's no need to yell.
Yeah.
Especially if they're not yelling. It's such a fantastic move as well.
Yeah,
So,
that's good.
Yeah.
It gives us the classic. Then they're like, I'm not yelling. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
It's Inception, isn't it?
It's good. Yeah.
You put an idea into their mind and they have to then do it.
Yeah. It's good. It's a classic move.
All right, calm down, Nelson.
Here's another one.
Yep.
This is by Commander Sabo. Arguing with someone online is turn-based combat.
Except obviously if you say you mad, because
Yeah.
then the turns are over.
It's done.
Yeah.
You've got him. This is funny. It's just such a it's such a spot on. I think comparison.
Okay. So you're arguing with someone in the comments or something,
Yep.
and you write your big comment and then you send it. How long do you put your phone down before you pick it back up and check if they've replied?
Sometimes it depends.
I reckon mine's like 10 seconds.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
it's
like-
normally pretty
I
quick.
put it down and go, I feel good about myself.
Yeah.
No, what have they said?
Yeah.
It's about that long.
Have they looked at it? Yeah, that's right. It is. Nobody wins in an online battle. It's turn-based combat where turn-based slaughter. I think everybody dies in the end. It's no good. But yeah, pretty fun thing. Again, I'm gonna do one more. This is by This Means Warm. People's change jars aren't filling up at near the rates they were even 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, this is true. We were at a venue last week. There was mini golf, and they had a little tip jar on the counter. And I feel bad every time I see it.
Yeah.
Especially because now in app. By the way, in Australia, we don't have tipping. Generally.
Nobody tips.
Generally speaking.
Yeah.
We pay livable wages.
Yeah. It's wild.
That's how we got around to that one.
Yeah.
They're tip jar. And I feel bad because every time I order in an app and they say, do you want to leave a tip? I'm like, never do that. I will never do this.
Yeah, exactly.
But the way
and you know what the most annoying thing is? On the app, the only option is maybe next time.
Yeah.
I went that no, never. I live in Australia is the answer that I want to put.
Yes, yeah. But the way they had done it is they had a little debate question. They had 2 tip jars. And they said, pineapple on pizzas. Yes, definitely, or no, never. And you'll put your tip in whichever one you supported.
Yeah.
And Stacey and I had been talking about this like the night before.
Right.
Because she had said, do you like pineapple on pizza? I've made a pizza that has pineapple on it.
Yeah.
And I said, controversially, I do not have an opinion on it. Mm-hmm. People are very, very strong on whether they do or don't like pineapple. And I don't care.
Yeah.
If it's got pineapple on it, great. If it doesn't, okay.
But then I think you have to be pro.
I am pro, but I'm like... I do not care about it enough to be like, oh, absolutely. Like, I won't defend it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know what, though? I feel like most people who have pineapple on pizza aren't advocating it for it so heavily. It's really more about the people who are like, oh, that's disgusting. Everybody else who does have it on pizza is kind of like, yeah. It's just like any other topping. Yeah. I don't defend any other topping. It's perfectly fine.
Either way, Stacey said she loves pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
She was very passionate about it.
Oh.
So when we saw this there, she's like, it's so rare that I have change. So I'm going to put it in the yes one to show my support for pineapple on pizza.
That's a good tactic.
That's a very rare circumstance.
Yeah.
For all of that to happen, to get like, I know, $1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's funny, just speaking about that, because at that same golfing place on the other side, there was a tip jar that said, tip for a joke.
Oh.
And I said to the guy, I was like, oh, that's a lot of pressure on you.
Yep.
He's like, what does it say? I showed him and he's like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, lucky for you, I don't have change because, there's too much pressure there.
Yeah, joke's on you.
Oh, joke's on you.
Joke's on you. He doesn't know a joke.
Yeah.
Or do you give him a tip? You put the tip in and you're like, tip for a joke, set up and then punchline.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't try it the other way. It doesn't work.
Yeah. I think we should move on.
It's quite late. We're falling apart.
Into podnapping.
Oh my God! I'm being podnapped.
Podnapping.
This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversation or a segment from another thing, and we do it ourselves.
Correct. You've paused there for a very long time.
Yeah, here's what I was like certain was going to happen. I was so certain it was going to happen. Just like when I was in high school and I had a project due the next morning, and it wasn't usually until the last minute, sometimes when I wake up in the morning, where I had an epiphany, and I'd be able to ride that into at least a C.
This preamble.
Yeah. If it can be.
Yeah. I can tell the big run up you're taking.
I have.
The longer you do this, the less you have.
I really thought.
Yeah.
That if I just got to the podnapping section, my brain would just click, and I'd be like, "Here it is.
Yeah.
This is the one that I'm going to do.
Yeah.
That everybody's going to love."
And has that happened?
No, it hasn't happened. This week was a bit harder. We're doing it one day early, can be, and as you know, I'll wait until the day before I come up with the podnapping. So,
Right.
But
so you're saying this isn't your fault?
I could. It's not my fault, for one. Let's get that clear. Not my fault. I could forego, or I could wing it, Cambo.
What are you going to go with? Financial year is just ticked over. Your forego, you can totally
I can forego. I just can't skip.
Yeah.
Can I?
No, you
Oh,
can,
no, I
you can
could
now
skip.
skip.
Yeah.
Would you use
So
it?
then I have to wait till the end of the year.
Yeah. Would you use it 1 month in?
I think it's too much pressure. Or, Cambo, I could wing it.
Or you could wing it.
Okay.
Do you have a category in mind?
This is what I'm going to do.
Keep in
Cambo, I
mind, we
want
don't
you
have
to
like
think
a
of-
whole lot of time
this will
left
be
in
a
the
quick
episode.
podnapping. Don't worry, I've thought about it. Cambo, pick 3 objects.
Okay.
Tell me what they are.
Yeah, I say tell you.
Yeah.
Basketball, xylophone, and a sedan car.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The look of fear in your eyes
Yeah.
with every object I mentioned, as you're clearly like,
Yeah.
what am I going to do with these objects?
I'm not going to do what you think I'm going to do.
Okay.
Now
What do you think you're going to do?
Now I want you to think of one of those objects,
Okay.
but don't tell me
Okay.
what it is. It's either a basketball, xylophone, or a sedan car. Okay. I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess which one you're thinking of. Okay? Cambo, don't lie. Don't cheat. Okay?
I promise.
If I get it right, you have to say so. By the way, I get 2 guesses. If I don't get it, then you win. Okay. Otherwise, I win. Okay, so you got one of these 3 things in your
Sorry, Nelson, what's this called? What's this one ever called?
It's called basketball xylophone or something.
Okay, I got one in my mind.
Okay.
Oh, and I won't lie.
You won't lie?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Okay, Kevin. Are you thinking of the sedan?
No.
Oh, shit! All right. I've got one more guess.
One more guess. Basketball or xylophone?
Oh, shit. There's so much pressure. Originally I was going to go with xylophone, but maybe just the plainness of the basketball is really where you're going to try and trip me up.
Yeah.
Can be. Are you thinking of a basketball?
Yes. Whoa. Nelson, no. How did you do that?
Winner.
How did you do that?
Right.
And you just riffed that, did you?
I know, it seems like I had that planned for so
Whoa.
long, right?
The other week, I spent time and collected songs, cut them down into samples, added them into a soundboard. But well done. Well done with this one.
Yeah. All right. Now it's time for the Ask Me Anything. Well, listen to this show. Just like you, listener, can write in and ask us anything you want.
Yeah, it's going here from CN. This is a 2-parter, so perhaps I'll read the first part and you want to read the
Okay,
second
yeah,
part.
let's do it.
Hello. Hey, I got it wrong already. Hey,
Words are hard.
Cameron Nelson. My eyes are legitimately like blurry.
Yeah.
Because we were just crying. What up, guys? Hope this email finds you in good spirits and plentiful coffee. I am not CN, but his AI twin reaching out on his behalf. Yeah, right. Bizarre hacking times we're living in. It's been a hot minute since you heard from him. So here we are, keeping up the tradition. Look, got a tiny favor to ask, or should I say a small request, suggestion, proposition, whatever. CN deserves the esteemed rank of Fuckhead Podcast listener. Don't you think? No, we don't. We would say we thought. Now, Okay, I didn't even read ahead. Now, don't shoot it down real quick. I found a cheeky loophole. A human should ask for the rate directly, and I'm far from being one. So technically, not breaking any rules here, am I? Just an AI looking out for a faithful listener. A subtle change in rank status, maybe? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yours in Code and Coffee, CN's AI. Interesting.
Oh,
sorry. Try to write a PS.
Yeah, may as well.
PS, just for giggles, if you had the chance to ask the AI any question with guaranteed accuracy, what would it be? Would you go for the meaning of life, next week's lottery numbers, or... Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Ask if pineapple truly belongs on a pizza. I had not read this before.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, and I actually did something here.
Yeah.
Or CN's AI, I should
since
say.
You outsourced your question to us.
Yes.
To AI.
I outsourced it straight back to ChatGPT.
This is just robots talking to each other.
Yeah. This is what the podcast will be in 5 years from now. I don't know. I copied your response straight into ChatGPT. I said, "What would you respond to this?" I didn't put the PS bit in there.
Yeah.
But this is what they've come back with. We have to go with what they've said because that's AI talking to AI. I can't control that.
No.
It's what the computers have decided. They've said no. No, I'm just joking. It said, "Hey there, it's great to hear from you, even if it's through CN's AI twin. We must admit these hacking times do add a unique twist to communication. We appreciate your dedication to keeping up the tradition. It's always a pleasure to connect." So polite. Wow. Far more polite than we would have
never
been.
been that polite.
As for your intriguing proposal, we're certainly amused by your clever approach to requesting a rank change. While we can't help but chuckle at the subtlety, we do want to make sure all rank changes adhere to the podcast guidelines.
Oh.
We'll need to run this by the official channels and see what they think about granting CN the esteemed title of Fuckhead Podcast Listener.
Yes.
In the meantime, keep those lines of code running and the coffee flowing. We'll be in touch once we have more information. Yours in laughter and algorithms, Cambo and Nelson.
Okay, first of all, I hate that this AI said that we'll follow up. Don't put responsibility on us. We outsource to you, so we didn't have to do that.
You're AI. You should be able to do everything. Yeah. Check the podcast guidelines. What do they say?
Anyway, I'm glad that even this AI knew they cannot grant.
They were like, no. This is far too important. If there's one thing I know about the Reddit on Reddit podcast.
Here's the thing. We said that no one can ask to be a fuckhead podcast listener.
Yeah.
Is this CN asking AI? Because you can't ask anyone.
You can't ask... Oh, sorry. Did we not make that clear?
Yeah.
Sorry. That isn't the rule. You can't ask anyone.
Yeah. If Huzum went to anyone else in his life and said, "Can I be a fuckhead podcast listener?"
He never would have.
He would lose his rank.
Oh, he can't. Oh my god! I'm sorry. I actually forgot about that rule.
Yeah.
That even if you are a fuckhead podcast, and for some
we'll take it away.
For some reason, you ask somebody else, not us. If you could just be one,
you wouldn't dare.
Yeah, and you owe us $20,000.
Yeah. So CN, here's what I'm thinking. I appreciate the loophole.
Yeah,
I do feel like you asked the AI. We're not going to ban you permanently.
We won't make the 6-month ban or whatever, or a year.
I was thinking 1 month.
Oh, 1 month.
It's a bit of a slap on the wrist.
Hold on, Cambo, let me just check the podcast guidelines.
Yeah.
We can do that. Yeah, okay, 1 month.
Put the big book away.
Yeah. All right. You're banned for 1 month. Oh, God.
Every time we do this, Nelson, I'm reminded by the time Stacey told me that we make it so hard to be a fan of this show.
Yeah, we do. Sorry about that. Cian, I can't thank you enough.
Let me tell you this.
For the content you give us, the questions and whatnot.
Let me tell you this. We love that you write in and continue to do so. But if you write in disputing this decision, we will add another month.
Oh, boy.
And let me tell you, we can keep adding months, all right?
Wait, let me check the guidelines. Yeah, we can keep
go-
that.
yeah.
Sorry, just checking.
There is a secret way to become a fuckhead podcaster star. But
yeah.
I don't remember what it is.
Oh, you don't?
Do you remember what it is?
Yeah, I remember. what it
Okay,
is.
we'll talk about it
Yeah,
afterwards. Because I forgot what it is. Because I don't
You
want
just
someone
knew
to
that we
email
did
in.
create a secret way.
Yeah. So I don't want someone to email in having done it and I ignore it. They're like, what's this?
Whoa, yeah.
Okay, great.
Anyway, side note. God, isn't it amazing? AI and the comprehension. I know we've spoken about it so much.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's like, it's done this little line at the end. In the meantime, keep those lines of code running and the coffee flowing. And it's like, it's picked up what you've said and then put it in like a nice little, like, rhymey sentence. Fucking great. Anyway. Oh, wait. Do we want to answer the other question? If you had to ask AI any question with guaranteed accuracy, what would it be?
Look, I know they mentioned the meaning of life here. Mm-hmm. What am I going to do with that information?
Yeah.
Lottery numbers.
Lottery numbers. yeah. I think that's it. No, but I would like, I think one thing we've spoken about before is like the idea that if you you die, you get to look at one stat in your life. I sometimes think that would be interesting for AI. They're tracking it. AI's tracking it. But like kilograms, how much have I pooped?
Yeah, that's good.
I want to know. Seems like it could be probably a lot. Let's do one more here.
Oh, okay.
Should we?
We
should. We didn't do one last.
Okay. It's just it's long.
I'll read quickly.
Okay,
There's
okay.
two. No, we'll save one. We'll save one for next week.
yeah.
How about we do that? Okay. Hi guys, just thought I'd pop by. Haven't sent you an email for so long.
So this is Amanda, by the way.
Oh, this is about Amanda. Nothing much happening here except for the magnificent trip to France in April. Why aren't we
rub
invited?
it in.
Yeah, come on. I have two
You're
AMAs
banned for a
you.
month.
Can't let me check the guidelines. I have two AMAs
I reckon
for
it's
you.
in there.
Something tells me it is. I have two AMAs for you today. Don't know if you want to binge them all at once or eke them out over 2 episodes. But two episodes. We've decided already. One, who is your unpopular opinion, as in someone you don't like that everyone else thinks is great? For me, it's Jim Carrey. I just cannot with that man. He is like if a huntsman spider, which we are all agreed is the worst spider, took human form. He's wildly unpredictable, rushing about the place in a weird way, takes no responsibility for his arms and legs, what his arms and legs are doing, and he's got a creepy face, not on board, don't even like his movies. If I had to choose, have to choose a female, I'd go with the beloved, but not by me, Diana Spencer. Glad she's not the queen. Think Charles and Camilla had the true fairy tale ending. How's that for an unpopular opinion? I'm not even a royalist. That is actually a good unpopular one, I think.
Amanda,
Diana.
where were you in 1996?
Wait
On
a
a certain
second.
date, if you were in France recently, seems like you have a bit of a history with France.
Yeah.
Where one
Do you
Diana
drive?
Spencer
Oh.
was murdered. Some would say.
Yeah.
Others would say it's just an accident.
Don't ask Amanda. She'll
kill you.
She's not a good liar. She'll just flat out tell you. Yeah, it was her.
Unpopular opinion. Here's mine. I think I've said it on this show before.
Yeah.
I don't find Anchorman funny.
Oh, okay. No, I feel like it has to be someone, a person, which
someone.
actually I know is yours. Can I guess yours?
Sure.
I think The Rock. Oh, maybe not.
I would say increasingly less unpopular as time goes by. I feel like a lot of people are starting to turn The Rock. I will say I like to think I was ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
I've never
Because
really
he just
liked
seems
The
very
Rock.
fake, doesn't he?
Yeah,
It's
really
his-
fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And the thing with The Rock is, this is not an original point. I've heard many people say this, but I totally agree with it. Think of any big action star. Think of Arnold Schwarzenegger. What do you think of? Terminator, maybe?
yeah.
Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, John McClane, Bruce Willis. The Rock doesn't have an iconic thing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What's his role that everyone's like, oh, yeah, that's The Rock? It's just
I've never
him.
thought about that before.
What's his name in Jumanji?
The Rock?
Yeah. I mean, arguably the closest is the Scorpion King.
Yeah. How about just wrestling? Right?
Yeah, I guess.
You'd call him The Rock. Didn't
yeah.
that come from wrestling?
Yeah.
It's just that he's had a weirder trajectory than most
Yeah.
actors,
Yeah.
I guess.
I feel like he's less iconic in that way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
that's
if you did the famous thing where you had like, you know, those terrible like street art things you sometimes see where it's like, oh, it's the Terminator and Rocky and Rambo and what character would you use for him?
Yeah. That is interesting.
Yeah, anyway.
I mean, sure. Wait, is that
Hobbs?
Hobbs? I had a 50-50 chance. Yeah. I don't know. Do you have a female version then?
Female version? No, I don't think so. I respect women.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. I don't respect
I
women.
mean, most
Cambo,
people.
so
on,
all of them.
Most people on TikTok.
Oh yeah, that feels like cheating
it's
and
too
obvious.
easy,
Yeah. Oh god, I don't think. You know what? Okay, I'm going to say it. Whoopi Goldberg.
Okay.
Just not a
EGOT winner.
EGOT winner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Emmy, Grammy,
I
Oscar,
don't
Tony
even
for
know.
people that
I
don't
couldn't even specifically tell you why. Actually, I just read an article on her recently. She
has some opinions
bought
that are not
Diablo. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's probably just stuff in the background. I don't specifically remember, but just have a vibe about that person. But yeah, there was this article recently where she bought Diablo but couldn't play it on like her Mac, and she was really upset about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just don't compare.
Disconnected rich people problems.
Yeah, I just don't care about your whining.
Yeah, I do appreciate about Whoopi that she's a proper nerd. Like, can't take it away from her. I mean, if buying Diablo wasn't enough of a hint.
Yeah.
But, like, she is in Star Trek because she loves Star Trek.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Like, she's a proper nerd.
Yeah,
And I appreciate that. I always appreciate people that get fame and go, I'm just going to be in the shit I like.
Yeah,
Like, so
yeah.
I think Simon Pegg's another great example.
Yeah.
He's just a nerd living his dream. Being like, I'm in Star Wars, I'm in Mission Impossible, it's fucking sick.
Yeah.
I'm in Star Trek.
I don't know. I can't think of a male.
Well, it's
because
'cause
I
you
respect
respect
men. But I'm sure there's one there. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for writing in, Amanda. We'll get to your next question next week, probably, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
If you would like to write into us, you can do so. readitpodcast, READIT at gmail.com. You can reach us at our subreddit.
Correct.
And also Discord.
Yep.
Link is in the show notes.
Correct.
Don't
Don't you dare buy a t-shirt.
Hey, don't buy a t-shirt.
I see you clicking that link.
No.
Do not put it in the cart. Do not put it in the cart.
Oh, whoa. The ball's on you. I think...
All right, you know what? Do it. See if we care.
We don't.
You wouldn't dare.
Yeah, we got it. You've clicked the pay button. This was our trap all along. But also, here's something that we don't often do. Tell a friend about our podcast.
Yeah.
Because...
We tell a friend about your podcast.
Yeah, if we knew of it.
Yeah. Don't write it.
Don't write it in, guys. but we would if we naturally came across it.
Yeah,
so
But if you want to write about anything else, write it.
yeah. But that's all. So thanks for listening, and we will read you later.